noticed early on that some of the older directors or the earlier directors were also good with sound. And Orson Welles, of course, coming from radio, his use of reverb and overlapping dialogue and ambiances, and his just setting the scene with sound as well as he set the scene with visuals. And Hitchcock, of course, one of my favorite movies of all time is Rear Window. And there's another memory of mine. Rear Window was shown on network television in the 70s when it wasn't supposed to be. There was a series of Hitchcock movies that were held back from distribution for a while, and Vertigo and Rear Window was one of them. But they accidentally or illegally showed it on broadcast television. I was this little kid, and I didn't know anything about Hitchcock. I didn't know anything about, but I saw that movie on television, and it just stuck. It was one of the great movies how they just stick in your mind and you can't forget them. And if you saw one frame from it, you would know what it was. That movie really stuck with me. And then later on, when I got into sound, I realized it's actually one of the best uses of sound in movies because it's no score traditionally, but it uses the ambience of New York City and the courtyard and the apartments to reflect on and comment on and be contrasting with the story with Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly. I love that movie. So that was a seminal one for me as well. Murray Spivak, who did the sound effects for King Kong, I love. Since I did years later, I did dinosaur creation for Jurassic Park. I realized I was doing pretty much what Murray Spivak was doing for King Kong, and brilliantly. So he was a favorite of mine. Treg Brown was the sound guy for the Warner Brothers shorts. Gotta love him. And Frank Warner. Frank Warner was a sound editor who did Raging Bull, and that just great POV sound in Raging Bull. You feel like you're in the ring. It's beautifully done. And he also did Close Encounters. Close Encounters came out the same year as Star Wars, which, of course, another favorite of mine and one of the great sound jobs Ben Burtt and anyone's ever done. Close Encounters, 1977, same year, but completely different approach to spaceships and aliens and that feeling, which was a ethereal, breathy, airy quality that Frank Warner gave it. Frank Warner was always one of my favorite guys. And later, Walter Murch, Ben Burtt, Alan Splett. Those are kind of the Alan Splett's work for David Lynch. Every Alan Splett, David Lynch movie is worth a watch and a listen.